So we know repetition is going to definitely be the key to anything that we do. I was talking to my daughter the other day. She's 4, and I got her school. We had a conference from her school, and they were telling all the wonderful things about her, how great she is, and the things that she has challenges with. And one was writing her letter K. So I was telling her the story about what her teachers have said, and she's just smiling, and she's a bright girl. So I said, they said that you had a problem with your letter K's, writing your letter K's. So I like to challenge her to kind of, say things or ask her questions to help her think through her answers, or just kind of see how her mind works when she actually gives an answer. So I said, well, they said that your K's, you have to work on those. And she's like, yeah, Dad, I don't know how to write my K's. I'm not very good at writing my K's. So I said, well, do you know how you can make yourself better? Do you know how you can make yourself better at writing your K's? And she was like, yes, very confidently. So I said, well, how? So she says, medicine. So we're laughing, and I'm just like, and she's laughing, and she has a wonderful sense of humor for her age. So, we're laughing. I'm just like, no. The way that you make yourself better is by practice. You have to practice anything in life, anything that you don't feel that you're that good at or you want to get better, you have to practice. So we're, when I take her to school, I teach her some Spanish, some Spanish words, some phrases. So we're at the beginning stages, and I let her know that even, Spanish, ¿quién es? And what would your response be? Yo soy. So it took her some time to figure it out, and I let her know, but you have it. Now you're flawless. Anytime I say ¿quién es?, you say yo soy and your name without even thinking about it. And that's how it has to be. That's how it has to be for when we're doing these affirmations and wanting to create a change in our life. We want more financial freedom. We want to work for ourselves. We don't want to work for any companies or a company anymore. We have to continue to feed our brain and practice these affirmations. Practice what you preach. You've heard that before. So it doesn't change. But I think a lot of us tend to lose that. And I think we lose it in our life. We get caught up in what's easy or what's comfortable. And we don't value ourselves or our future enough to say, let me commit. Seriously commit doing this. Let me do these affirmations every day for 15 minutes, following the same process. Now, I'll caution you on this because it's happened to my daughter. When we're going through her Spanish phrases, one day, and this is how I knew she knew it. I said, ¿quién es? And she just said, yo soy, and didn't say her name. So I said, why aren't you saying your name? Why aren't you finishing that sentence on purpose? So she said, I'm bored. I'm bored of going over this over and over again. So I let her know you can't do that. You can't be bored of and let that stop you. You have to keep going, because that only means when you're getting that bored and that lazy feeling, that only means your breakthrough is right around the corner. You are right there. So you have to literally break through and find out, okay, it's boring, yes, but this is exactly where I need to be because I'm right there. My breakthrough is right there. So that, so I made her say it again and again until we got to school. So now it is flawless. She's happy to say it. And she just says it whenever I ask, whenever we go through any of her Spanish words. And then give the positive reinforcement, of course, of great job, So, and again, I tell you these stories because it is all relative. Everything is relative to the topic at hand of how to live your dream. Living the dream. So now that we have talked about just the different ways to affirm, you can change any circumstance in your life, whether it be finances, relationships, health. You can change anything in your life, anything that you want. Even if things are exactly you have now created and changed your life, and now you are living your dream. There's no longer a dream, it's your reality. You are living the dream that has now become your reality. And there's still some things that you want to work on, some things you want to get better at, whether it be a better father, husband, son, friend, cousin, whatever. You can do the same thing. Okay. So what I like to do is kind of give you the 3 C's of change. Now, we tend to change following the 3 C's. It's either going to be by choice, by chance, or by crisis. Okay? So, of course, we know the first one is obvious. We choose to change. And then there's chance. I hit the lottery. Or whatever it is that, wow, this just happened to me. I'm now wealthy. And crisis. You lose your job. There's no job now. What am I going to do? And then there's change. So change happens in those 3 C's. A lot of us that are stuck in that cycle, we tend to only abide by the change when it comes to chance or crisis. Rarely are we changing because of choice. Now, I will say everyone has their time. Everyone has their moment. I mean, it happens. If you are overweight and you're working out, every now and then you diet and you lose weight, but then you gain it back, and you just get depressed and miserable at the fact that, oh man, I've sat here and lost all this weight and I gained it back and I'm still eating unhealthy and not working out. And then one day you go to the doctor. Doctor says, hey, look, you may not have heard it this way, but I mean, your blood pressure is high. You're almost diabetic. You have to change. You're killing yourself slowly. Sure, you're killing yourself. Bam, light bulb goes off. That energy, that passion is right there for you. And you're like, you know what? I have to change. I'm making a choice right here because I don't want to die. I want to see my babies grow up. I want to see this. I want to be able to, complete my bucket list, travel. So you make that change. I want to enjoy life and change. So you make a choice. So there's certain circumstances in life that, and it could be the crisis in the life that happens, and then we make a choice, right? So, and I like to refer to, just those moments of change, okay, that we experience in life. And it could be if any one of you, I'm in my 30s, so any one of you know Birdman, any one of my listeners know Birdman and, Lil Wayne and that whole group. You look at them, they're absolutely rich. Birdman is absolutely wealthy. But he didn't come from that. He came from poverty. He came from the projects where there was gangs, murder, drugs, violence. And for him, he decided as a child, as a young boy, that I don't want to live like this. I don't want to live broke. It's not going to happen for me like this in my adult life. I refuse. As a young man, he made that choice then, and now look where it's got him. He is absolutely wealthy and has the freedom and everything that a lot of you all desire. He has that passion, that hatred of not wanting to be where poverty is and being poor, being evicted out of the home and cars repossessed. It's just like, no, I don't like the feeling, so I'm going to work as hard as I can and focus on the dream, where I want to be. So it happens in all walks of life. You know, personally, with me, and this is just all throughout your life, you'll have these moments on different things, but I was extremely claustrophobic as a child. And as a middle child, my brother, older, would bully me, would tease me about it, would do certain things that would make me uncomfortable in that claustrophobia. And it happened, for years. And one day, he did one of his bullying antics, and I decided, you know what? I'm not going to give him this power anymore. I've realized and recognized that this claustrophobia is a weakness because it's giving him power to do this, and I don't want that anymore. I don't like that feeling. So what I started to do was, when we played hide and seek, I would avoid the closet. I ain't going in the closet. No way, it's dark. But then I started going into the closet, staying at that door in the beginning. My hand on that door, I'll close it and leave a little crack, but I'm in the closet, and I would stay there for as long as I could take it, and then I would come out. And then even on days when we weren't playing hide and seek, I found myself, look, let's go in here, let's practice being uncomfortable and be rational about the situation. So I got to the point where I was closing the door and letting go of the handle, and then looked down and I saw light coming up from underneath the crack of the door. And I said, wait, if there's light coming through, I can see it. That means there's a crack, and that means there's air coming in, so I can breathe. So over the course of some time, I would go into the closet and I would move back behind, the vacuum cleaner, behind the coats. And then before you know it, eventually I was in the absolute back of the closet, my back against the wall of the closet. And I got very comfortable. I looked, I saw the light, and then I relaxed in it. And at that point, I knew I was cured. So after that, my brother, of course, back at it again, tries to put his power on me, his control on me, to make me afraid of being closed in. And there was no response. My response changed. I was no longer that person to react to it. And when he saw that he had no power there, that it didn't work, it stopped. That part of the bullying stopped. So I say these stories to you so that you can get an understanding of how things work, and that everything is relative. All of it is relative. So what I want to do here, I want to close by giving a 30-day challenge. Now, to make something a habit, people say it takes 21 days to make something into a habit. You practice it, do this for 21 days. I don't remember how many days or how long I was going in the cloud. I know it wasn't every day, but I know that it was some type of repetition. I kept going. Until I had that moment to where I knew, hey, I'm good. I like to see him try me. So we want to be at that point. You want to be a multimillionaire. Yes? You want to have the freedom to go anywhere you want to go, to buy anything you want. You want to be able to help thousands of people and have that freedom to just sit and be still, even. So this is what you have to do. I'm going to give you the steps that I feel that have worked for me, that I feel are very important when you're doing your affirmations. You have to do this consistent 30-day challenge. There's all these challenges online and on the internet. 30-day challenge to change your life. And it takes 5 to 10 minutes of your time. If you want it that bad, you're going to do it. If you're tired of working for someone so they can live their dream, you're going to do this. If you want your freedom, you're going to do this. 30 days, 5 to 10 minutes or more a day, and we're going to make changes in your life together. Okay? So let's dive in. First thing I want you to do is write down all of your affirmations in the present tense. So I gave some examples earlier on. So you might hear stuff, you might say stuff like, I am wealthy. I have abundance. Wealth flows to me flawlessly. I always notice opportunities to make things better, and that brings me wealth. So you would make these affirmations, write down these affirmations, get them all out. Okay? Say them all at one time after you're finished. Then I want you to choose 5 top ones that you want to focus on. When you choose those top 5, try to think, or when you're going through your list, try to choose those 5 that naturally invokes some type of emotion, whether it's being happy, excited, or emotional, like crying in a positive way, like a tear of joy, like just are passionate about it. But try to select 5 that naturally gives you those emotional responses. You have the emotional response, and also, if you can, find those ones that give you the emotional response and a vision. You can actually visualize it. After you do that, read out loud your affirmations. So declaratively, read out loud those 5 affirmations that you choose that invoke some type of emotion and that are easily envisioned when you say them. Then, after you read them out loud, say them again in a soft internal voice, almost as if you're whispering to your heart. So, just for an example, I am wealthy. I am a magnet for wealth and abundance. So that's my example of being declarative. And then the internal version would be, I am wealthy. I am a magnet for wealth and abundance. Almost as if you're whispering to your heart. So you're going to do each affirmation that way. And then after you do that, spend time visualizing each affirmation. Now, once you do that, repeat it the next day. Now you've already wrote them down. You already have your 5. So you're going to repeat the step 3, which is read your affirmations out loud declaratively, and then read it in a soft internal voice, like you're whispering to your heart. And then visualize. Even when you're reading them out loud, if you can visualize even during that time, fine. But we're going to dedicate some time to visualize after you speak your affirmations. All right. So do this for 30 days, and I guarantee that if you stick with it, you are going to notice the change in your life. You're going to start downloading these affirmations into your subconscious, and that's where the power is. You know, it's said the subconscious doesn't know what's real or imaginative. It doesn't know. So the subconscious will believe what you tell it. And then if you feed it enough, it will then vibrate on that. And then on the outside, your reality begins to change what your subconscious feels on the inside. Test it. Try it. 30 days. And again, I promise you will see some changes. You know, and you can affirm anything. If it's wealth, if it's your relationships, anything. You have the power to change your entire life for you and your family. I'd like to thank you all. I know this was a lengthy audio tutorial or audio seminar on how to change your life in 30 days, but I hope it completely has helped someone. All right, everybody, you stay blessed, you stay positive. Have a wonderful day.